So, what if the key to getting wealthy wasn't about working harder, but about working smarter? What if you could actually design a life that gives you more freedom, more money, and more time? Okay, let's really dive into this, because today we're laying out a blueprint to completely rethink how you look at work and how you can build a life that's truly on your own terms.
You know, we live in this culture that just loves to brag about working 70-hour weeks and running on no sleep. But that's a total trap. And understanding that, well, that's the huge mindset shift we have to make right now. The real goal isn't to be busy, it's to be free. Free to choose what you do, when you do it, and hey, even where you do it.
All right, so to kick things off, we've got to completely redefine what it even means to be wealthy. Because I'll tell you what, it's about way more than just the number on your paycheck.
Let me ask you something. Is earning $100,000 a year really being rich? We see that six-figure salary as this big benchmark for success, right? But is that the whole picture? The answer might actually surprise you, because that number, it leaves out the most valuable thing you have, your time.
Okay, so this brings us to two really crucial concepts. You've got absolute income, that's the raw number, the $100,000 a year. It's what most people are laser focused on. But then there's relative income. And this is the real game changer. It measures your money against the time and freedom you have to get up to get it. It doesn't just ask what you earn, it asks how you earn it.
Let's make this real with an example. Meet Jane and Mike. Now, on paper, Jane looks way more successful, right? She's earning $100,000 a year, but she's chained to an office, working a grueling 80 hours a week. That means her effective hourly rate is just $25. Now look at Mike. He earns $50,000, half of what Jane makes, but he only works 20 hours a week, and he can do it from anywhere in the world. His hourly rate? $50, double Jane's. So in terms of relative income, Mike is actually twice as rich and infinitely more free. Who's really winning here? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Getting a lifestyle like Mike's, that feels like a huge, massive goal. And you know what? Big goals can be paralyzing. So how do you even start? Well, the answer is kind of counterintuitive. You start incredibly, almost ridiculously small.
This isn't just some boring law from physics class. It's a fundamental law of human productivity. I mean, think about it. The hardest part of any new habit or project is just getting started, right? Getting off the couch. But once you build even a tiny bit of momentum, it gets so much easier to keep going. The whole game is just about overcoming that initial resistance. And that leads us to this incredibly powerful mental trick, the 2-minute rule. It's designed to bypass procrastination by making the starting point so easy, so non-intimidating, that your brain basically can't say no. It's almost too simple to fail.
And this is how that works in the real world. You're not committing to this huge, scary task. You're just committing to the first 2 minutes. So the goal isn't write a book, it's write one sentence. It's not run a marathon, it's just put on my running shoes. This becomes the gateway, the tiny door that gets you to actually do the thing.
And this right here is where the magic of compounding really begins. I mean, imagine applying this to reading. Your goal isn't to read a book a week, it's just to read one single page. Every day. It feels almost trivial, doesn't it?
But that tiny, almost effortless action, when you do it consistently, day in and day out, it adds up. And suddenly, you've read 365 pages. You've read an entire book over the course of a year, without even really trying.
And that is the whole point. The choice isn't between this massive, heroic effort and no effort. It's between a tiny, sustainable effort and doing nothing at all. And let me tell you, in the long run, imperfect consistency will always beat sporadic intensity.
So once you've built that momentum and you've got the ball rolling, the next step is to channel that energy in the right direction. It stops being about doing more things. It's about doing more of the right things.
This is such a powerful concept. Instead of trying to change everything about your life all at once, you just focus on one single keystone habit. For a lot of people, that habit is exercise. When you start working out consistently, you just naturally start to want to eat better, you sleep deeper, and your focus sharpens, all without actively trying to build those other habits. It creates this amazing positive domino effect.
Now let's talk about the work itself. Because, not all work is created equal. Deep work. That's when you're in the zone. You're in a state of distraction-free concentration, creating high-value stuff that's hard for other people to replicate. Shallow work is, well, it's the opposite. It's the emails, the pointless meetings, the social media scrolling. It's all the low-value stuff you do while you're distracted.
The key to getting high output in less time is to maximize that deep work and be ruthless about minimizing the shallow stuff.
Here's another amazing strategy to maximize your value. Look, trying to be the absolute best in the world at one thing is incredibly difficult. The competition is brutal. But there's a smarter path, and it's called talent stacking. The idea is to become pretty good, let's say top 20%, at 2 or 3 skills that work well together. A good programmer who also really understands marketing is way more rare and valuable than a programmer who is just slightly better at coding. You literally create your own category, a niche where you are the best.
So you're starting small, you're working smarter, you're becoming more valuable. Now, how do we translate all of that into a system that actually generates freedom? Well, it's time to build your engine. But first, we have to talk about the biggest trap that keeps people stuck. It's called lifestyle inflation. You know what this is. You get a raise at work, and immediately your spending rises to meet it. A bigger apartment, a fancier car. You're making more money, sure, but you're no closer to freedom because there's nothing left to save or invest. And this is exactly what that cycle looks like. As your income bar goes up, your spending bar follows right behind it, keeping that all-important slice for savings dangerously small. It's the trap that keeps people living paycheck to paycheck, no matter how much they earn.
So what's the fix? How do you break out? It's a simple but profound shift in how you behave. You pay yourself first. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before you spend a single dime on anything else, a percentage of your income is automatically moved to your savings and investments. You're prioritizing your future freedom, and then you just learn to live on what's left over. It's that simple.
Ultimately, the goal here is to completely break the direct link between your time and your income. And that means creating assets that work for you even when you're not working. Build something once, like an online course or an ebook, and sell it 1,000 times. Offer services that aren't one-to-one, like group coaching or an agency model. This is how you scale your income without having to scale your hours.
Okay, so when you put all of these pieces together, we've gone from totally redefining wealth to actually building the systems that create it. But what does all of this mean for the person you're trying to become? Well, this is all about your future self.
And this, really, is the core message of everything we've talked about. All these strategies, the 2-minute rule, deep work, paying yourself first, they aren't just productivity hacks. They are tools for intentional life design. They give you the power to take control and actually build a life of purpose and freedom, one tiny step at a time.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Imagine you could meet yourself 10 years from now. What small habit, what single action, what one decision would that future person beg you to start today? Every choice you make sends ripples into the future. The blueprint is right here in front of you. Now, the first step, that's yours to take.